what we'll do to prepare is you're going to get 2 blocks, okay, 2 blocks for this last pose, okay? To begin with, just to activate our shoulders in a different way, we're going to lie down in Uttana Padasana with a brick. Now, some of you can turn the brick higher. It depends on the length of your arms. This chest brick could be higher. I have my head actually is up a bit right now to relax my neck and elongate it. It's going to go back in a moment, but I bend my elbows, and now I'm drawing my shoulder blades towards each other, away from my ears, and pressing them up towards the ceiling as I press my elbows down. Can you guys see that movement? Okay, so it's different than what you just did. So it's going to feel like a different action. So, and then you can, if it's okay on your neck, then you'll take that top brick down and extend the arms over your ears. All right. So, and then when you roll off, you have to go slowly because you're up on high bricks. So let's just do those 2 poses to open our chest in the opposite direction of what you just did. So you have a brick, middle brick for your medium height brick for your thoracic spine, another one for your head. And then those of you, Alex and Edwin, you might want to turn that bottom brick up. If your elbows can touch the floor with the bottom brick on its taller facet, then you can do that, okay? Because, yes, because really, what we're going to use our arms here, and we're just being here briefly. You're going to press those elbows down and draw your shoulder blades towards one another and away from your ears. Bend your arms, press your elbows down. If your elbows don't touch the floor, then you're going to need to, you're going to go back down to the other brick, okay? So we'll do maybe 1.5 here. Let's do that. You're going to press your elbows down and draw your shoulder blades towards one another, away from your ears as you press them up into the back ribs. Do you feel that action? Good. Okay. So do your elbows touch the floor, Alex?
Yes, they can.
Can you press them down on the floor, or are you sort of reaching for the floor? And you're reaching. Okay, so come up. Let's just do this. We'll be here briefly. Okay? So do that. And we'll put this one here. It's a little lower for your head. Good. And then just press those elbows down. Draw your shoulder blades away from your... Yes. Do you feel the arms working now? Great. Okay. So that action is important in your shoulder blades. All right? So now you can turn your head block down. So it's on its same facet as your thoracic block. Stretch your arms up to the ceiling and all the way straight up to the ceiling, and then slowly stretch your arms over your head. So you are elongating the side trunk and having your chest open. Okay, you can stretch your legs out along the floor now as well if your lower back is amenable to that. Otherwise, you're going to keep your knees bent. Okay, reach your arms over your head. Okay. All right. Now bring your arms back by your side ribs. Press your elbows down. That's it. Take your top of your upper arms down towards the floor. It's a little challenging on the neck in this position, isn't it, everybody? So turn your head block up a little bit so you're back in that first shape. Okay, and then press the elbows down and draw your shoulder blades away from your ears. All right, so the higher your chest goes, the easier it's going to be to release your neck in the next posture. Okay, so bend your knees and slowly roll to your right side and bring yourself up. Okay. I think we're just going to go ahead and go into this pose right now. So we'll do a few times the first stage without lifting the limbs, and you can see the relationship to what we've done at pretty much every pose today. So we're going to come up onto the crown of the head, and basically the upper body is going to be, my upper body is going to be doing what your upper body was just doing, but I'll be on the crown of my head. Okay, and you just had your head lengthening this way, Okay, first opening the chest without taking the head back. That's important because if we take our head back too soon, it feels like that. Okay. So first we have to open the chest, and then the head can release back because the chest is opened. So I'm going to, actually we'll start with our legs straight and then come here. You were just in that shape, weren't you? Except your head was up. Okay, you had a brick in your back. So that's the position. We'll stay there for a few breaths, and then we'll bend our knees and press the elbows down, lift the head, and come down. So just notice something. If I keep my knees bent, the pelvis, the more that the knees bend, do you see how my pelvis goes like this? And then when my legs go out, do you see what happens to my pelvis when my legs are straight versus when they're bent? Do you see how it changes the tilt of the pelvis? Now, right now, we're going to try to arch our back. So if my knees are bent quite a lot, let's say they're bent the way they were earlier for all of us, then my lower body, so again, the position of the pelvis helps determine the curves of your spine, my lower body is going to be fighting my upper body. Can you see that? It's how I'm not able to get as high on my head here as I am here. Can you see the difference? Okay, because now I'm on my sitting bones. So I'm creating a bridge from my sitting bones to the very crown of my head. To come out, it's a little easier to bend the knees because now I want to unfurl my spine this way. Got it? So we're attempting to create an arch from our sitting bones to the crown of our head, and our legs are going to be pressing down into the floor right now. Okay? So move your blocks, and you can bend your knees as you lie down, and you can start with your knees bent and lengthen your lower back. So bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, lengthen your buttocks towards your heels, all those good things that we did at the beginning. First pose we did this. So lengthen your buttocks to your heels, bring your feet together now, join your feet, that's it. Use your hands to lengthen your buttocks to your heels. Literally do that, okay? Even if you did it before, just do it again, okay? And then press on the mat and lengthen your torso. Good. Because even when we go into the arch, we want to do it with elongation, making space. Okay, now stretch your legs out along the floor. Do you feel how your pelvis changes position a little bit? Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to rock towards the front of our sitting bones when we come up to the crown of our head. So take your hands towards the backs of your thighs. If you can turn the palms up to the ceiling and put your hands under the backs of your thighs. That's it. You're going to try to pull on those sitting bones. Use them as an anchor to come up to the crown of your head. Press your elbows down. Come up to the crown of your head. Come up to the crown. That's it. Press your elbows down. Draw your shoulder blades towards one another and take the crown of your head closer to your buttocks. Now point your fingers straight up towards the ceiling. Elbows down on the floor. Press your elbows down. Yes, Rosa. As you draw your upper arms towards the floor, the very top of the upper arm towards the floor, the shoulder blades towards each other. And as you draw the shoulder blades towards each other, move them away from your ears and press them up towards the ceiling. Okay, and then take your hands back to your back upper thigh, bend your knees slightly, and now as you press your elbows down, take your chin towards your chest and lengthen your buttocks towards your heels. Good. Okay, now you can roll to your side and come up. All right. So, sometimes in Paripurnanavasana, we'll say, to be on the sitting bones, right? To try to be on the sitting bones in Paripurnanavasana. I didn't make a strong point of that today, but the pelvis is different when you're up in Paripurna than Ardhanavasana, and it changes. So this is similar to Paripurnanavasana in the shape, it's more extreme of an arch, but it has this pose Uttana Padasana. Okay, Uttana Padasana. So it has that quality. I'm on my sitting bones, the back muscles are moving in, but I'm also going to take these abdominal muscles and organs towards the spine. Can you see that, everyone? Okay, because in the pose, the legs are straight, but they're extended more at the angle of Ardhanavasana.
And the arms, like Mayurasana, are together below the breasts on that angle. Okay, Uttana Padasana. Can you see how that relates to what we did earlier? And the abdominal, this connection, the movement towards stability of the back body, of the front body, of the limbs, has to be strong enough to support you, because now you're only on your sitting bones on the crown of your head. And your arms and your legs are stretching out into space. So the back isn't like Ardha Navasana, it's more extended. The legs aren't as high as Paripurna, they're a little bit lower, okay? And we're balancing between the bridges, between the buttock bones and the crown of the head. Shall we? Okay, so lie down with your, start with your knees bent. Use your hands to adjust your buttock flesh to your heels, and then lengthen your thoracic spine. You can also use your hands to move the base of your skull away from your buttocks so that you start with an elongated neck before you extend it. Okay, and then stretch your legs out along the floor. Okay. Take your hands to the backs of your thighs, and with an exhalation, roll your sitting bones into your hands as you press your elbows down and come up to the crown of your head. So try to get onto the front of those sitting bones, higher up onto the front of those sitting bones, and come up to the crown of the head. That's the idea. Use your arms to help raise your chest. So take your fingertips up towards the ceiling, and then as you press your elbows down, use those arms to help the shoulder blades connect into the back ribs. That's it. Okay, great. Now bend your knees, put your feet on the floor one at a time. That's the idea. Okay, slight bend of the knee. Now with an exhalation, draw your abdominal viscera towards the spine and towards your diaphragm as you maintain that lift of your chest. Now without losing that, extend your legs out like Ardha Navasana. So you can keep your feet on the floor if you have to, if that's too challenging. And then take your arms, bring them together, and shoot them towards your toes. That's it, on the same trajectory. Okay, now release your hands, take them to the elbows down, bend your knees, take your hands to the backs of your thighs, lengthen your buttocks towards your heels as you lift your head and recline. Okay, it's challenging, isn't it? Okay, but it's a beautiful pose, because in Uttana Padasana, your heart is uplifted. Right? Your head, you're actually looking towards what we could say the past, and your limbs are just in service of that movement of the heart. So it's a really beautiful thing. The mind is reflective in the asana, and the limbs are really in service of the heart region. So it's not led by the head. This one is supported by the abdomen and led by the heart. Okay? So the only piece we're going to add in this one, okay, before we join our arms, because this is a little harder to do when the hands come together. Do you remember Paripurna Navasana when we did that action? Mm-hmm. You're going to try to do that here, okay? And I'm going to turn the mat so you can see my neck. So we'll actually practice this movement with our arms apart, with our knees on the floor, and that'll help you so you can get the shoulder action. And then you'll try to integrate it when your hands are together. It's a little more challenging, like Mayurasana is more challenging when the hands are together. It's the same idea. So you can keep your legs on the floor. You don't have to raise them up. Or you can bend them so it's like they're on that angle, but you're not holding them. And then with the exhalation, so notice my abdominal wall, if you can see that. So I engage and coil upper back. I engage the abdomen and I coil the upper back. I have to maintain that movement. Even though I'm not raising my legs, I want to have this secure. Now, look at me from this side, okay? So notice the difference with my arms when I go like this, when I go like that, okay? And when I go like that. Do you see the difference? So it's not just reaching. It's not just pulling towards the floor, but it's that combination of both. So the activity is in here. And the neck is a little freer. Okay, there's a feeling of more space around the neck. So your arms are not just positioned in space because it's a pretty shape. And it is a beautiful shape. They have an intention to take the back of the heart, okay? And those arms, again,
We're integrating the back body, the back of the heart, and the arms, the abdomen, and the legs, so that we're really connected to our deep core and, most importantly, to these important centers. So shall we try? Stretch your legs out now along the floor. Take your hands to your back thighs. Okay? And then come up to the crown of your head. To come up to the crown of your head, rock to the front of the sitting bones. Integrate that. So you feel how the pelvis, when you shift the position of the pelvis, then it helps. You come up on, takes the upper spine in and extend the thoracic spine as well as the neck. Okay, now you can point your fingertips up towards the ceiling and engage a little more through the arms, but keep the elbows down. So we're just going to keep them down for a moment. That's it. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. But do not lift your legs this time. You're going to keep your arms apart, stretch your arms along that same diagonal as your thighs are. Okay, now reach your fingertips away from your chest, and then keep your hands apart, Edwin, and try to move your shoulder blades towards your hands. Shoulder blades towards the hands. So your heart is chasing your hands. That's it. And then draw your abdominal organs towards your spine, bring your palms together, and extend your legs or keep your feet on the floor. Rosa, straighten those arms and raise the side ribs raise the heart towards the palms. Yes. And then bring your elbows down, bend your knees, keep your abdomen engaged as you press your elbows down and lengthen the back of your head away from your tailbone as you come down. Good. All right. Similar to Paripurna in the shape, it's more extreme of an arch, but it has this pose, Uttana Padasana. Okay, Uttana Padasana. So it has that quality. I'm on my sitting bones, the back muscles are moving in, but I'm also going to take these abdominal muscles and organs towards the spine. Can you see that, everyone? Okay, because in the pose, the legs are straight, but they're extended more at the angle of Ardha Navasana. And the arms, like Mayurasana, are together below the breasts on that angle.